Looking to tune in to the Breakout Racing League? Here are all of the BRL tiers so you can never miss a stream. Want to drive instead? The assist and live view specifications are also listed so you're up to speed and can compete in the most competitive league in North America. Want to see more of the Breakout Racing League? Check out our social media platforms so you can see race results, championship standings, hot laps, and more. Consider also joining our Discord. If you are interested, one of our chat mods will share the link so you can come and hang out in the Breakout Racing League. Looking for the latest Breakout Racing League merchandise? Head on over to the Breakout Racing League store to see our latest options. We have 2021 collection items such as hoodies, mugs, t-shirts, and stickers, as well as winter collection items and special items like phone cases, masks, beanies, and more. Check it out for yourself and be sure to use FAN10 for 10% off your purchase. Now, let's head back to the track to see what went down a race ago in the Breakout Racing League. Sweller versus Wraith versus Gerbil. This race can very well decide the championship right here, right now on the man-made Yas Island. Welcome along to Abu Dhabi for round 23 of the Breakout Racing League Tier 2 Championship and the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. We are here in the United Arab Emirates, but more specifically, the Emirate of Abu Dhabi, which so happens to be the largest emirate of the UAE, spreading over 67,340 square miles and over 84% of the total landmass in the UAE itself. In Arabic, it loosely translates to the land of gazelle and is predominantly known for hosting Formula One races. Lucky for them, the latest Grand Prix is next. Let's talk about the circuit then. The Yas Marina Circuit, located on the man-made Yas Island, has 21 corners, 12 to the left and 9 to the right, which makes up the 5.6 kilometer or 3.5 mile circuit. There are 2 DRS zones on the runs that turned 8 and 11 that will aid overtaking, and also the average lap speed as well. 2 rounds to go, 2 more selections of tire compounds. Pirelli have brought the C5, C4, and the C3 compounds, with the C5 being the red-wooled softs, C4 being the yellow mediums, and the C3 being the white-wooled hards. What is better, the 1-stop, the 2-stop? We'll know next to the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Like I said, it was a 3-horse race. I wasn't kidding. Sweller's team leads Wraith by 37 points, who has a 3-point buffer to Botch Gerbil behind. Those 2 drivers need to be within 26 points at the end of tonight to have a chance at the championship in Imola. Toneless sits 4th with Heatwave behind him in 5th. Bozzy 6th, No Limit 7th, Tweaking sits 8th, and Fayron in 9th, and Roscoe rounds out the top 10. Calzone, Silkweaver, Groggy, Ryan Hurricane, Masterpoint, Matt Silva, DeBiz, Zach the Beast, and Ferrari, all running out the top 19 drivers so far in the Drivers' Championship. The Constructors' Championship, on the other hand, was locked up a week ago. Alfa Romeo are your champions for Season 7 of the Breakout Racing League Tier 2 Championship, but it's still all to play for behind them. Red Bull sits 2nd with Aston Martin behind them. They have a chance to grab 2nd in the Constructors' Championship. Ferrari's not too far behind. AlphaTauri sits 5th, McLaren 6th, Mercedes 7th, Williams 8th, Haas and 9th, and Alpine rounds out the top 10 of the Constructors' Championship. Well, Hickhatter we're joined alongside by Redeemer once again. And, there's a long way to go in this championship. 2 more rounds to go, so it's not necessarily that far away. But hey, there's still a lot that could happen in this race itself. But right now, there's for these 2 drivers, well, now 3. They have a shot at this title, and it requires absolute pace and maybe a little bit of luck. What do you think it takes for these mindset here tonight for these drivers to truly capture what exactly will go on these final 2 races here at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix?
I mean, it's going to be a lot of, patience. Like you said, there's 2 races left, and Abu Dhabi is one of those races where anything can happen, as we saw in Tier 4 last night and in Tier 3, especially in Realistic. But, as always, these is going to be on the walls or on the rails, as they are every single week. But Abu Dhabi is one of those where it's just you're going to be on the limit at all times, as well as you're going to go provisional pole with a 35.8. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. This track can be very tricky, especially turn 2 on the inside curb and the long right-hander of turn 3. Both can very upset the car if you're not careful, and then the curbs, not to mention, as every week. So it's going to be interesting to see what these drivers do and how they handle this track.
So far, a lot of drivers have gone for the C5, the soft compounded tire, and a couple of them actually set a time up so far. Gruggy and Oregano, No Limit, both set 1. Roscoe goes out, kind of an installation lap, and goes back into the pit lane on the medium compounded tire. But the other medium who set a lap so far, Sweller in the Alfa Romeo, goes for original pole. He can win this tonight. He needs to make sure that the guys behind him, this man, Roscoe in the Aston Martin, and Wraith, who so far is in the pit lane, do not get within 26 points of him, and that will be crucial indeed. Right now, Gerbil, it's, for him, it's kind of a do or die. He needs to get first with fastest lap, and Sweller needs to get no higher than 3rd he can take it down to Imola. And for Wraith, it's not as simple.
Yeah, Wraith is going to have a lot to play with for this race, especially with Gerbil going on these softs. Excuse me. I think he's just pushing for raw pace at this point. What's going to be interesting to see is he's the only driver, I believe, at the moment on a hot lap. Oop, no limit is on the lap coming to third steer.
He went purple sector 1 so far. Barcelona, that would really help his lap. He can start from pole position in this race where it's been notoriously difficult to overtake. Well, he has 2 DRS zones kind of, I guess, fend off the guys behind him. Maybe even try to attack from those in front. This one to turn 8, that's going to be a crucial one. But also, you need to set yourself up for this final one in turn 11. We've seen it numerous times. We saw it through Tier 3. We saw it in the final lap of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix in real life with Hamilton, with Max Verstappen, although DRS was not enabled then. But it could still very well be a huge talking point is if you get DRS on that final 2 straightaways, do you go for it into turn 8 and set yourself up as a little bit of maybe a wild or sitting duck going into turn 11, or do you wait for turn 11 and only have one more shot? Because this final sector is very, very difficult and very difficult to overtake itself. So, by the way, he went purple sector 2. We'll see if this actually lap is going good, because right now he would be, if he can beat that 35.8, a provisional pole setter right now with 10 minutes left in qualifying. That would be huge for him. But the big question is, like I said earlier on, the 1 stop, the 2 stop, what will be the preferred strategy? We saw a couple of races ago in Mexico. We saw a couple of drivers take that 2 stop. Oh, that's made. He kept it valid somehow. But, no, well, that wouldn't matter now.
But yeah, to answer, just going off of what you said about going into turn 8 and then a sitting duck into 11, if you make the overtake going into 8, the one thing you have to make sure of is that you have a better exit out of turn 10. Actually, it's turn 7 they're going into, because the little kink after this chicane is considered a corner. I looked it up the other day. So going into turn 7 with Gerbil, I would sit behind, and then obviously if you have a better run out of 8, 9 going into the second straightaway, then that's when I would make the move. But like you said, because it's very hard to overtake in Sector 3, and you don't normally see any overtakes in Sector 3 unless you're very brave with the other driver that you're going wheel-to-wheel with.
Yeah, it's going to be a huge talking point for these drivers. Is how committed do you want to be?
Guess who's on the mediums?
Waves on the medium compound tire. There's also a flying lap on the soft. Mozzie's going now into the final couple of corners into the hotel section. And I said it numerous times, I'll say it again. This section at the, the night circuit is, come race time, is absolutely beautiful. Well, Mozzie so far had a couple of good corners. So let's see what he can do on his medium compound tire. Can he go match his teammate who's gone provisional pole on the mediums? He does up to second, but he is about 4/10 adrift, which, by the way, Swellerstein's gone on to the soft compounded tire. Behind him, Bosch Gerbil comes in the pit lane. He's not going to continue on that lap. Next.
Yeah, it's interesting to see what Heatwave can do. Because Master Plan has joined the other Aston Martin. Excuse me, I almost said Alfa Romeo because I'm so used to being in the Alfa Romeo. As Heatwave's going to come across the line, he's going to go provisional pole. Wraith following closely behind him. He's going to extend very wide. And he's what? Wraith, buddy, that was I'm questioning what he just did.
Interesting. So let me see if I can fix this real quick. Because apparently we have.
Oop. Zach went purple sector 2. Roscoe's just ahead of him coming in through the hotel section.
Okay. There we go. That should maybe fix that.
Did you break something?
No, I didn't do anything technically. I'm just trying to fix the audio level because apparently it was a little bit too high. Let's try again.
Roscoe's going to go P5, jumped on board with Zach, coming through the final 2 corners into turn 21. Out of turn 21, he's going to go provisional P1 with a 35.2.
It's a good lap from him.
Because, I mean, actually, by the way, the last time this man raced in an equal performance race at Abu Dhabi, he won it. So, well, now that I said it, it's not going to happen. Sorry, Zach.
Hey, commentator Christopher already. How dare you?
I'm sorry, I had to get it out there. Wraith's going through the final sector now in the Red Bull. He has a little bit.
Whoa! I just jumped on board with Sweller coming into turn 5. And the amount of traffic that was in front of him, holy crap.
That is a huge amount of traffic on that side of the circuit.
Here he goes down into turn 7. He's getting a nice little slipstream from Groggy Oregano here in the Alpine. Into turn 7 now we go. No, excuse me, turn 8 and 9 coming through turn 10. Hits the DRS button. Groggy gets out of the way. He's trying to warm up those tires by weaving. Into turn number 11. It was 3/10 up on his time through the second split. Into 12, 13, and 14. Well, it's a very attacks the curbs. I cannot English right now. Stadium's coming through this third sector, which is very crucial because the dirty air off of these cars does not help you into braking. Turbo's just going to get out of the way. Very nicely done by him. Good sportsmanship there.
It's going to be crucial for him to get this lap set because right now, if he can do it, well, I mean, it's going to be crucial once again for that starting position, especially in a track where it's difficult to overtake, like I said. Sweller goes up to second and is, wow, 70 milliseconds off of Zach the Beast. We have to change the other.
Whoa!
My mic.
Oh, Turbo!
Interesting. Okay. Oh, my mic cannot get any louder. So you have to do it. I'm going to tell you. Alright.
Nico, if you're watching, just suck it up. You'll be okay.
It's not this time, yeah, but alright, we'll be alright.
We'll be okay. We'll work through it. On board with Toneless, he went purple. Who was that? Was that No Limit jumping to P3? It was. Like I was saying, on board with Toneless Death. What happened to Vingron? Did he?
What happened?
Oh, he spun.
Oh.
Out of turn 1, and he lost his left-hand end plate.
So that'll do it.
But anyways, back on board with Toneless Death. Coming down the second straightaway. See what he does. The purple sector 2, but we know Cody's likes to lie to us with every driver who hasn't set a lap yet doing purple sector 2, getting their hopes up. Maybe it's just me, I don't know. Dribble is also on a lap, did he? Oh yeah, that's right, he invalidated.
Let's see what Toneless Death can do. I'm still trying to monitor this issue, and he's invalidated, so it's
Oh.
not going to mean anything anyway. Luckily, he has enough time to go back in the pit lane. 3 minutes and 50 seconds left to go in the session. And Master Play and Toneless Death and Veyron have yet to set a time. Doggy right here looks like...
Get out of the way, please. He's from the new line. Oh, wait a minute. Ooh, I know what this is. Groggy's gonna give Gerbil a little slipstream.
That is very crucial indeed. If it is the case, Gerbil's still going to be on this medium. He may not go for a soft run. And if that's the case, interesting strategy. A little bit of a split for the championship rivals. You see, Sweller Steve is on the soft compounded tire. Wraith is once again going to be on the medium compounded tire. So if Bart Sherble and Wraith both go medium, and it goes without safety cars, it is literally going to have a, I would say, it's going to be difficult, especially in the opening stages, to really have an effect as long as Sweller can get away. If Sweller cannot get away and Gerbil and Wraith can get close enough on that first stint, that second stint's going to be crucial.
Yeah, I mean, with Tier 4 last night, and Minico was there, he saw it. I believe it was the second lap, there was a safety car. And then later on, I think it was lap 10, there was another safety car, and then we went for like a whole 7 or 8 laps as Gerbil's going to
Wow.
go P3. What a lap from Gerbil.
It's a really good lap from Gerbil.
Um,
Yeah, it's okay. Never mind.
I was gonna say,
I thought Swillerstein did not improve in the soft lap. He was still in the medium cup out of tire, which he was not. He was on the soft cup out of tire. So once again, like I said, now with Gerbil on the second row of the grid, he's directly behind, position-wise, not on track, Swellerstein. So, I mean, you would think by nature of the tire, Sweller would get a better start, but Gerbil could very well contend him into turn 1.
well, I mean, anything can happen. We've seen it time and time again. And as we always say, you can't win a race in the first corner. So it's gonna be interesting to see on what happens come the start of the race. On board with Wraith, who's coming through 20 and 21 at the moment. He's gonna keep it valid. Coming out of 21, keeps it clean. He's gonna go P1.
That's a shocker. At 35.19 on the medium compounded tire. That lap was 4/10 faster than Gerbil's lap that put him to 4th, and a 10th, roughly about 14 milliseconds faster than Zach the Beast's lap, who did that on softs. Incredible lap.
Yeah, so now it begs the question, these guys that are coming through now, are they going to have enough time? Master Plane, Tolnish just barely went across the line, so he's definitely going to set a lap time unless he keeps it valid. Veyron, you're not supposed to do that, buddy. Don't think I caught that. Cutting the corners in the second sector, trying to make it to the line in time. Tolnish death is backwards.
Yes, he has. I was on board with that, and that was turn 3 again. That's been a notable corner of interest throughout the tiers so far. Mozzie's now started a flying lap. His teammate Slowstein started a flying lap.
He's invalidated.
Invalidated already?
Mozzie's invalidated, yes.
Oh, that's going to be crucial because I don't think he has enough time.
He doesn't. There's like 10 seconds left, I think. No, there's 5
seconds. He's going to be done. There's nothing Mozzie can do. He's going to be out of qualifying. Veyron has started a flying lap. He's on the medium compounded tire.
No limit, just barely crossed the line with 1 second left.
Absolutely timing it.
But there's 2 cars off. Who's it? It's Heat Wave. Who is it? Master Plane. Oh, it is. What happened, guys? I missed it.
Maybe.
Oh, they gotta be careful of the no limit coming through.
Maybe it was a case of trying to get out of the way that didn't go well.
First person coming across the line is going to be Roscoe. He's going to jump up to P6. I believe the next one is going to be Zach.
It's Wraith across next, but I don't think he's on a flying lap. Zach behind him on the Williams. Can he do anything? He was in the podium a week ago at Jeddah. Grabbed that P3. Did absolutely incredible in his debut race. Can he do it again? Can he go fight for pole? He's only 14 milliseconds off. Can he get it? He does get it by less than that.
34.
So next would be, I believe, Mozzie. It's not Mozzie, I'm sorry.
No,
Thomas
it's
Death
Sweller.
He pits, so now it's down to Sweller. He's already ahead of Gerbil.
It's going to be Sweller, Veyron, and then no limit the last 3 as everyone else is invalidated or spun. See what Sweller team can do coming out of turn 21. Keep it clean. He does.
Improves.
He's not going to improve.
But not his position. So next is going to be
Veyron
Veyron.
is up next. On the mediums, crucially enough. So let's see what he can do on the mediums. He's going to go P8. No limit.
I caught that across the screen. No limits out of qualifying.
What do you do?
I am not necessarily sure. All I saw was a McLaren darting across the middle of the screen.
Well, I just hopped on board with him and he was just beelining it for the wall.
Huh.
So this is interesting. The top 5 is soft, medium, soft, medium, soft.
Complete checkerboard pattern at the top. 3 softs, 2 mediums, but only to overall. Roscoe, no limit. Sweller and Zach the Beast almost start on the soft compounded tire. The rest, we either get free choice of tire or the medium compounded tire. Wow, it's been a good qualifying already. It's been one for success. The first 2 races have been absolutely perfect for Zach the Beast. He goes pole for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, his first and it was only his second race. Wraith, the championship protagonist, he needs to outscore Swellerstein by 11 points to bring it over to Imola. He starts ahead of him in second. Swellerstein in third. He's alongside his other championship protagonist, Botch Gerbil, who needs to outscore by about 13 points or so to take it to Imola. No Limit in fifth, with Heatwave in sixth, ahead of his teammate Roscoe in seventh. Veyron in eighth, with Mozzie and Groggy Regina around the top 10. Masterplane and Toneless did not set a time, but everyone's on the mediums except for Roscoe, No Limit, Sweller, and Zach the Beast for this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. We'll be right back after this.
We're racing!
And it's lights out, and away we go.
And it is lights out, and away we go.
It's lights out, and away we go. And it's lights out, and away we go.
It's the Dutch Grand Prix, and it's lights out, and away we go.
We're already going.
Now, a bit delayed a little.
You are watching the Breakout Racing League on Twitch.
Here we go again for Abu Dhabi.
Wow.
Here's the tires then. Everyone in the top 10 obviously at the start of the tire compounds, they qualified through on 2, meaning there's only 4 softs, 6 medium compounded tires. Masterplane, Toneless Death both have 3 choices of tires. So far, they've selected the medium compounded tire. It's going to be dry. There is a slight chance of rain, but it's Abu Dhabi. 8%, not very much of a rain prediction, should I say, at all.
So what's funny, I actually did a wet Abu Dhabi race in another league that I'm in, and it was the season finale. I tell you what, that was the most fun I've ever had in an Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. I'm not even kidding. But no, I opened up the race director, and all I saw was 8th to 12th on mediums. I'm like, wow, that's a lot of mediums.
Well, it looks like that strategy from Botch Gerbil and Wraith right now puts them in the majority of drivers. So that's going to actually be crucial to talk about with especially the 4 that did not go on the medium compounded tire, the softs. So they have to do, obviously they have to satisfy those tire rules. So they go 2 out of the 3 compounds of tire. They're going to start on the C5, meaning they're going to have, well, choice of the C4 or the C3. The C4 being the mediums or the C3 being the hards. But regardless, it's the other way around for the medium drivers. They have to go on the C5 or C3, and most likely they're not going to go on the C3 because that is the tire that no one really wants to touch the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix we've seen so far this weekend. So it's most likely to be the softs. So this first stint is going to be crucial. Will it be a safety car? Will there be a little bit of drama? Will there be a little bit of championship implications? We'll find out next because it's been 448 days since the last time we've been here to Yas Marina and the last time we had an Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. 28 laps of the circuit that, well, for one of us has been home for the last, well, technically I'm going to say last 2 seasons since we haven't been there in 2 seasons because the previous winner bask in my greatness. I'm just kidding. I was the last winner in the Renault about 2 seasons ago, but 65% of the grid had penalties that weekend. That's actually, ironically, how I won that Grand Prix, so that could happen again. We've seen it so far this season, where a lot of drivers have picked up penalties. We could possibly see it here tonight. We've seen it so far this weekend, so keep an eye on that. But once again, 8% chance of rain is looking highly unlikely, but it could be likely for a championship decider. The championship can be locked up if Swellerstein does not lose more than 11 points to Wraith or 13 to Gerbil. That'll be up next.
I feel like Zach's wearing the tribute helmet that I ran for my grandfather for this week.
Is he?
I think I can't really get a good look at it, but I think he is. For those of you that don't know, earlier this week was the 1-year anniversary of my grandfather passing away. So last night, me and a couple of my friends raced with a tribute helmet for him, and I locked up constructors, and that was just a big W for myself and Phantom to lock that championship last night for him and for us as the team. So we'll see what happens this week, eh? Also,
Yeah,
I just turned major
absolutely.
Canadian.
Yeah,
Sorry, video.
apparently you can't be your own nationality. That's actually, by the way, the 3rd Alfa Romeo Constructors Championship this season, with coming in Tier 1, Tier 2, and just last night in Tier 4. But the Drivers' Championship in Tier 2 is still not yet clinched. It could very well be so tonight. We have to see. Can Sweller's team survive the onslaught of Botch Gerbil behind him and Wraith in front of him? That'll be something to look out after 28 laps of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, because it's up next, and we go to 5 red lights. and it's lights out, and away we go, and a very good start for both drivers off the line. Zach is going to get a really good
Sweller
reaction
got
time.
a good run too.
Same for Sweller's team. Yes, he is into turn one. Almost squeezed into the wall by, that's going to be Wraith running wide. Zach the Beast. It's not going to be side by side between the top two into turn two. It's going to be around the outside. Wraith will go. Zach will stay ahead. He's going to try to go stay ahead into turn four. He will this time. Wraith will be behind him from Sweller's team. No limit up a position. Down the back, you're going to see Veyron battling with Heatwave. Down to the turn four. Around the outside, Masterplane on the other Alfa Romeo. That time Mozzie, but ahead of him, Heatwave and Veyron. Into the hairpin, turn seven. Veyron will get ahead of Heatwave, but it's Zach the Beast still leading up front.
Yeah, very cautious start from everybody, taking it easy into turn one. They know this is a long race. Mozzie's going to look for a move on Groggy going into turn seven.
Look at No Limit. He looked for that move.
Whoa. Heatwave thought about looking for a move on his teammate, as he's going to get all squarely coming out of 8 or 9.
Right now, Sweller's team knows at the moment as it stands, he will be the champion. Well, Wraith has to go and win this race, and if that's the case, he needs to get fastest lap. And that would only be 11 points. So that would be exactly what he needs. But right now, it's basically an onslaught. If Sweller's team can stay behind Wraith, get ahead of Zach the Beast, it's over. But there's still a long way to go for that to even be a talk. Wraith is already 1.1 seconds behind Zach the Beast. He could be a championship spoiler in this one. Actually, not necessarily a spoiler, but spoiler for Wraith and Gerbil. By the way, yellow flag.
Groggy.
Groggy Oregano around. That being, I believe, at turn 17. He'll have to go back again. But Zach the Beast will lead lap one from Wraith, about 8/10 back. Then you have Sweller's team, No Limit, Botch, Gerbil, Roscoe, Heatwave, the Alpha Tauris, not discerned. Then you have Veyron in 8th, with Masterplane in 9th, with Mozzie in 10th position, the last one that will get a point so far. We'll see how it plays out, because right now Zach is once again pulled out of that DRS cap. See, looking really close that is, but Botch, Gerbil on No Limit, McLaren. There's no DRS this lap, and it'll be enabled next time by. That's going to be the drag reduction system will be enabled next time with a second car in front of you, and that'll gain a huge boost, about 20 kph, or roughly around 10-ish miles an hour. No Limit will not get that boost, but Gerbil at this moment would. Same with Sweller's team on Wraith, but Wraith would not. But look down into turn 8, will we have any moves, any late breakers? This time, Botch Gerbil is not going to be the one that will be late on the brakes. Roscoe behind him is going to be looking eagerly too, because these guys with the softs, they know they have to get a move on now, because if they don't, well, they could be possibly falling a little bit victim, especially what's happening between Zach the Beast and Wraith here. If Zach does not escape from Wraith, and Wraith stays with him, by the time these soft compounded tires wear off, they start degrading a little bit more than these mediums, and they start becoming the better tire. The mediums, the C4s, though, by then it's already too late, because then you have to undercut and stay on these mediums for around 15-ish laps or so. For the other drivers, the ones that you're kind of racing against right now, Wraith being one of them, nothing on the softs, and that's the quickest one around here by about, what, 5/10 to a second per lap.
7 tenths, actually, I believe.
There you go. Oh, it's in that range, in the middle.
Sorry, I was being quiet. I was reading a message in the commentator chat from Mitchie.
Is he bullying me yet?
No, he said there's a strong possibility he can make it for GoComp, but he can't set up the stream.
Oh, almost. Roscoe almost lost the car. That's going to give an incentive for Heatwave, but he's not close enough this time. Well, he will be close enough in about a couple of corners time. DRS has been able to almost lost it again. Roscoe is all over the place. The Alpha Tauri not agreeing with him right now. This could be a huge implication for his teammate Heatwave. They're on opposite strategies, so they possibly think of a swap.
Yeah, I'm keeping my eye on this battle for P3 as No Limit is close to Sweller. But the thing is, going down this first straight, which I didn't mention in qualifying, you have to be within 5 or 4/10 in order to make a move unless you abuse the ERS button like No Limit is. He's catching, is he gonna look for a move? Late launch maybe down the inside, he's not gonna think of it there. His Botch Gerbil is gonna put him on the rear diffuser, just lightly let him know he's there. Oh, No Limit's gonna get a little bit loose.
Look at this,
That's gonna give him
close to Zach the Beast. He's closing in. It may not be close enough, but Gerbil, I think, will try to make a move. No, he will not. Everyone will stay behind, going down into turn 11 this time.
Oh, Gerbil's a little bit close to No Limit, gives him another love tap.
This train spanning from 4th all the way down to, I believe, actually Kona Stefan into 11th. Everyone has DRS there, led by the McLaren. I'm sorry, led by Sweller's team in the Alfa Romeo. Oh, really late on the brake from Gerbil, almost in the back of No Limit.
Yeah, Heatwave and Roscoe did the same thing. His team actually got a little bit loose coming into the hotel section there.
Well, here we'll try again. No DRS.
Veyron's actually jumping away from this field.
He is.
That's unfortunate.
So as it stands now, a lot of drivers still in contention for this position on the podium right now for Swellerstein leading that. And remember, these guys, 3 out of the top 4.
Oh, Roscoe.
There you go. I think the softs may be a little bit cooked right now.
Oh, there goes
oh,
Rowan.
big crash! Will that be a safety car?
That's gotta be a safety car.
It is a safety
there it
car. That was a huge crash for the McLaren.
is. That's Silverstone types of G right there.
Wow. Well, that would change a lot because right now, these guys, if you're on the soft compound tire, you know if you have nothing to lose, you go on to the hard compound tire. Satisfy that rule and go to the end, or do you possibly think about it? Maybe wait and maybe put this into a 2-stop. Maybe go on to the medium compound tires now and put these guys on the mediums right now at a disadvantage by the time they have to pit for the softs.
I mean, it's a coin flip. So basically, do you want track position, or do you want to make your way through the field when you know you have pace, and then just get swallowed up on the DRS zones? That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, that's a huge variable here, especially with these guys like we saw from Swellerstein all the way down to Thomas Death. Before that safety car did come out, we had a huge DRS train there where not many people could actually make things going unless you use a lot of your ERS, your energy deployment system, and your battery. Because if you use all of that, you have to get that back. But if you don't use it, you may be kind of put
Zach is in.
Sitting duck for the guy behind you. And yes, Zach is in.
Sweller is in.
I think Roscoe may come in
Roscoe
as well.
is in as
Yes,
well.
he
I
will.
think that's the only 3 on the meat sauce. Yes, I probably should put up tires.
And Thomas
Come on,
Death
Damon, give me the
is
program.
in as well. So that would be
This is fun.
So what do they go on to? Medium for Thomas Death. Swellerstein, he'll go on to the medium as well. Same with Roscoe. And what does Zach Weiss go on? Also the medium.
Mediums,
compound
yep.
tire. So right now, they are trying to even this out right now with these medium compound tires with everyone else in front of them. Obviously, everyone right now in the race is actually on the mediums, but they have 4-lap pressure tires. So think about this in the standpoint here. These guys
4
all
lap
have to
older
pit.
tires, catch up.
What?
4 lap older games. Unless you're one of the 4 that just pitted.
The 4 that just pitted.
Okay. I thought you were talking about the guys that didn't
Hush,
pit.
child.
Continue.
But everyone here has a medium compound tire on. So theoretically, you would think, okay, these 0 to 4 laps, that 4-lap difference, it's kind of a lot. But think about it in the grand scheme of things. Everyone in that, no one can make it here. These mediums cannot make it the entire 23 laps, 24 laps these guys are asking for. So going on the hards will put yourself at a slower advantage, or like a slower pace for the rest of the race. It's just not worth it. So these guys are kind of setting the ground and kind of making the score even. Think about it as 0-0 here. Because now these guys all have to stop, and they're all most likely going to be for the softs. Now, here's the thing. These guys...
Well, so here, before you continue,
what?
Let me throw this out there, though. There might be 1 to 2 laps of safety car.
Yeah.
So the guys that just pitted might be lucky because we won't go racing if there's 2 laps of safety car. We're going to start, I believe, at the end of lap 7, going to lap 8.
You may slow down.
It'd be a late safety car call, though.
Everyone's here. So there's a very good
Right,
chance
but
we
I
could
think
start.
you have to do at least a full lap or 2 laps of safety car,
It's true. I think
which
it
we
is.
haven't done.
We'll see if it has made the call this time, because this is usually where we would see the call being made. Looks like we will stay out for 1 more, unless it's a very late call from the FIA. Going a little bit wide, by the way, with heat wave going there. But now, think about this in a scenario also. Everyone has to pit, like I said, and most of them are probably going to go for that soft compound tire. What if the safety car comes out and the softs are a little bit too far away? Who has that better advantage now?
I mean, like, it's still a coin flip.
It's not actually. If the safety car comes out and the soft runners cannot make it, the medium runners right now from 8th on back, Zach Slower, Roscoe Thomas, can pit again for 7th and mediums, and they don't have to conserve the tire because they already satisfied that tire rule. They went on the softs and now the mediums, so that is done for them. They can
Not Thomas.
What?
Not Thomas. He started on mediums.
If Thomas started on mediums, he has to go to softs. So it's just those 3. I'm sorry, Zach, Sweller, and Roscoe. They can go for another set of mediums. Everyone else has to go for softs or hards, mandated. So they could have a huge implication here if it does come out. If it doesn't come out, right now they have a little bit of ground to gain, because right now they are actually the API. Same with P11 Jones. He has to stop against drivers. So,
Right,
it's all
but
about
so
safety.
but here's the thing: if there's not another safety car,
Yeah.
and the guys, you know, like Zach, Sweller, and Roscoe, if they are nice to their tires, and that's a big if, you know, capitalized, bolded, whatever, they could theoretically go to the end. Because, you know, obviously last night, Tier 4, there was 2 safety cars, which helped me stretch to lap 19. Which, the mediums, it's give and take.
Yeah.
So, like I said, it's going to be a coin flip no matter what. So, we'll have to see if there's another safety car in this race. Because, you know, as usual, when we commentate Tier 2, there's always that one curveball that always comes in at the end of these races or the middle of these races. And it just, it blows our mind because we don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah. So,
I mean, most of the tier doesn't know what's going to happen because, you know, it's racing, so we don't even know what the hell is going to happen. So
basically right now, looking at the stats here, so we're about to go green, by the way, but the safety car is going to be up to the discretion of Wraith. Sweller has 5 wins. Wraith and Gerbil have 6. So if it comes down to both drivers gain amount of points, let's say right now the gap between Wraith and Sweller is 37. So they need to be within 26. Obviously, that's 11 for Wraith. If he gets that 26-point gap, he gets that tiebreaker. He has more wins. Well, Gerbil is 3 points out. If he gets that 14-point gap,
Wraith is gone.
He has gone really early. That is actually he's caught Gerbil off guard a bit, about 8/10. Look at Veyron, he's already outside of that 1.2 second window. He's already outside of that second. So that's going to be huge. The top 3's gone now.
Yeah, I just want to see on how fast Zach and the guys behind can catch up and pass. Is Groggy starting around?
Looks like he may have kept it out of the barriers that I can tell, I'm sorry. No visible.
I think he just spun at the exit of turn 1 and he just stopped it and then lightly hit the wall with his rear wing. So
he could have some damage, maybe. But Zach
might be shaping up a move on Mozzie.
But here's the thing, his teammates are behind him, so what does Mozzie do? Does he play the team game? Does he not? We'll see. Goes down to turn 8 this time. We'll have a battle for 3 cars for the 6th position. Mozzie will go defensive. Zach will go even further left. Sweller's team may look for this move as well. He's on pressure mediums, remember. The teammates now go side by side into 8. He saves it. And Mozzie,
What a save.
wow, what a save. Now Mozzie will get overtaken by both Zach and his teammate. So now it's a battle between these 2 again. But Sweller's got to have a better run. Sweller needs this position. But does he want to be too aggressive right now? No, he does not. Zach saved ahead into 6. I'm sorry,
Oh, look at Roscoe, though.
11. Roscoe will get it. Wow, Mozzie's right now going backwards.
I don't think he quite warmed the tires the way he wished. Also, can we find the steward's report on Master Plan? He's not wearing a helmet.
Yes, go report him to the FIA. That is,
Michael, what do you do?
Mikey, no,
It's gonna be a meme forever.
it will be. I don't think... speaking of Master Plan,
what happened?
he spun on the exit of turn 20.
He doesn't have a wing.
I believe he hit that exit curb, and into the barriers he goes. So that will be a pit stop for the Aston Martin, him out of the points.
Groggy in the pits as well.
Then never mind, he'll be in the points still, because Groggy will save him with that one.
Also, when this race ends, I'm gonna send you a video, and I think you'd enjoy it. No, it's 100% serious. Anyways, we're going back to tier 2. We're gonna go what's happening here. Sweller is still. Look at the ERS between Zach and Sweller. I think it's 60-40%. Let me double check that.
We'll see, no DRS this time.
Oh no, sorry, it's 50-30%.
Wow. More lenient on that ERS button. The Alfa Romeo compared to the leads right now is Zach's trying to catch up to Veyron as quick as possible because he knows as soon as DRS is activated, he's a sit and duck from not only as well as team in the Alfa Romeo, but the other Alfa, this time the Alfa Tauri and Roscoe. So he needs to keep going. If he can get within that 1 second gap, which is only a 10 down right now, make that now in that 1 second gap, he will be okay. He'll get that DRS and not have to worry too much for defending behind unless he gets a poor exit. So right now Wraith actually has to worry about that because Gerbil is in that 1 second gap from the race leader. So now what we see here, because both of these guys, as it stands, Sweller will only gain a total of 8 points. Gerbil will gain about 18, put up 10. He needs to get this position, as it stands, to go to Abu Dhabi. Well, for Wraith, it'll be the same thing. So they need, right now, if they finish like this, 1-2, for both drivers to be in contention next week, Sweller cannot finish higher than 7th. But even then, Gerbil's not in, so he needs to get 8th. So it's a tough scenario for Gerbil to get in and Wraith to get in. It's looking like if one of these two get in.
Oh, Zach is pushing Veyron off the circuit. Man, come on. There's Stewart. That's not even cool. Watch that happen. Actually, it's gonna be a mess.
Veyron will get the DRS, sorry. Sweller will go straight past the McLaren, and now he'll go up.
He's even getting on Zach, who had DRS.
He has that slipstream.
Also, Zach is sitting duck here.
Yes, he is. I think this could be a scenario.
I think Zach is sitting duck.
I think he's a little bit too far back there unless Sweller wants to make this move and be aggressive now, which may not be.
Yeah, I think Sweller's too far back.
Just think about this. If he's too aggressive right
just
now,
a little bit
and
closer.
shows his elbows with kind of with Zach DeVries. If Zach DeVries did show off Veyron, showing his elbows too, Bruno is very game to do it back to him. So he doesn't want to really make a rival in a race he can win the championship.
Yeah. I think Sweller's just playing on game. What's on the so.
Oh yeah. As it stands right now, if he just gets no penalties.
Just look at the gap between Botch Turtle and Heatwave at the moment. Where did that gap come from?
I have no idea. I haven't seen that gap. Heatwave's actually being reeled in by Zach. He's now in the DRS range. Zach is almost about to be up at the podium provisionally if he can get this ERS and DRS deployment on a good exit from turn 7. This may also entice Sweller to get past as well. But as it stands, Sweller just has to sit here. Because, I mean, he can win the race right here. I mean, not the race, but he can win the championship right here.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't need to force the envelope. He doesn't need to, push the issue. He just kind of needs to sit here. He can win the championship. That's what it is.
Right, that's the same thing. This is pretty much like what came down to in Tier 4 last night. For constructors, between Haas and Alfa Romeo. As Gerbil went for the move on Wraith, back to this battle is Zach gonna look for the move. Turn 8, he's not. Well, when I think of it, he's gonna walk up and not make the move.
Oh,
Heat wave.
He saved it, wow. But now, look at Sweller again. He may be close enough, but he wasn't wanting to push the envelope again. Wraith will be behind Gerbil, and he'll stay there for a bit, because obviously the final sector's up next. Sweller now will once again have to close on Zach DeVries, who may be a sitting duck come the DRS straight next time by.
Yeah, but the thing is, what Sweller has to be aware of is, does he want to make the move into turn 7, or does he want to make the move into turn 11?
Well, right now Sweller has to make a decision.
Just look at the gap, though. Zach has taken out 6 cents already.
Wow. Maybe that 5 laps on the medium compound tire is a little bit more than we expected, but maybe also Zach is pushing a little bit too much right now.
I also feel like my voice is going to die at the end of this race.
Possibly Veyron's in. He'll go off his medium compound tire. Will that be for another set of mediums, another set of a set of hearts, or a set of
It's
softs?
sauce.
That can't make it. Master Plane.
Oh, Master Plane.
First one. That'll be applied.
Whoa! Heat wave!
What has happened to Heatwave?
He turned 3.
That is now the second car to be a little bit of a spin at turn 3 in the race itself. The first one being no limit. Thankfully for Heatwave, he's still in this race. Unfortunately for no limit, he was not. We'll see.
Sweller's gaining on Zach. Not using the ERS. He's going to brake. He's not going to look for the move into turn 8. Go through 8, 9, coming through. He's going to get a good exit out of 9. Zach's just going to let him go.
Interesting. That may be a smarter call. He has a little bit less ERS deployment than Sweller's team in front of him does. So maybe does he try to use as much as Sweller's team's DRS, try to go catch Wraith and Gerbil, because obviously Sweller's been hounding the back of Williams, and at the same time harvest a bit of his own ERS, try to have, set himself up for maybe a higher finish later on, and think of the long game like Sweller. But right now, Sweller's already captured by about 5/10 or so from a couple of corners. So Zach needs to stay with him here. But right now, Sweller is in prime position to win this championship.
Yeah, but the thing is, with this circuit, these guys are burning the ERS. It is not the easiest of circuits to gain the ERS back on.
Exactly. So using
So-
that DRS without having to use that ERS, maybe a little bit beneficial for the Williams instead of having to be in front.
Wow.
Wow, that will show why Zach the Beast let him through, and Mozzie's in the lane. Heatwave may actually follow him suit. As you remember, he spun in the exit of turn 3. He does come in the pit lane.
Get. Don't mind me. I'm having demon issues over here. So I was trying to see who had the previous fastest lap, and I keep forgetting you gotta click left to go, on gap from fastest lap to interval.
Yeah.
I clicked it once and I went to leader. So Zach is actually gonna shut his DRS going into turn 8. So like you were saying, he's just gonna sit behind Sweller.
It's a smart call.
Just try to gain his ERS back. Yeah, as Roscoe and Toneless are going at it here.
Could very well also have a similar scenario. Roscoe leading Toneless, both on the same age of tire. Remember, as they pitted at the same time as Activists and Sweller's team did. All four, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth, all have come into the pit lane. So they could theoretically, like you said, go to the end of the race with a little bit of conservation. The guys behind, they may not be so lucky unless they have to conserve those tires for like 15, 16, or plus so laps in the softs, which may be a lot more difficult than it sounds. These guys up front, Wraith and Gerbil, when do they come into the pit lane? Gerbil comes to turn 20 this time. Will we see a possible two-stop? Those guys behind may do a two-stop. What about the leaders? They stay out this time.
You know, that goes back to what I was saying. You know, if these guys, like Weller and Zach, and Roscoe are kind to their tires on this stint, they eventually could go to the end. On these tires, the gap between Sweller and Wraith is already 1.5 seconds.
Yeah, Sweller has actually been in the mood. He's trying to utilize as much pace as he has on these mediums prior, because he could possibly also be on the same strategy as Wraith and Gerbil. By the way, Byron takes that fastest lap away from Alfa Romeo as well as team. And Masterplane grabs
That's only by like a tenth. Oh no, sorry, that's like 2 tenths. Sweller had a 38.805 and Veyron was a 38.699. So, wrong button.
These two again, great. Does he want to try to stay behind Gerbil? The same question we say for Zach Devis. Does he want to stay behind Sweller? Steve, we already said he would. Well, he's gained a bit. He's already gained a little bit more ERS, and he had a kind of a better exit. The exit of turn 9 there and a 10, so he would theoretically want to push forward. He hasn't been able to, but he stayed behind that time. Wraith gained a bit in ERS and trying to push these two along because they know Sweller's team is gaining, and if that is the case, Sweller's team is on the same strategy theoretically as these guys. Also, he has about 5-ish lap fresher tires than the top two in front. But think about this.
Ooh.
With the way these two are pushing, Sweller and Zach, I don't believe they're conserving many or much of their tires, so to speak. So, why?
This track also does abuse the right-hand side tires, I noticed yesterday.
So, why take the risk of going a lot slower, losing touch of these top two?
Well, I think what Sweller's just trying to do at the moment, I've been on board with him the last couple of laps. He's not using his ERS, which is good. He's trying to save it. But he's also abusing the curbs, which a lot of these other drivers seemingly aren't doing. So I'm wondering if Mozzie's going to set up. When did Mozzie pick? I must have missed that one. But I think what Sweller is saying, Sweller is trying to get in the DRS of Wraith, and then just have him as there goes Heatwave. Okay, and just have those two guys ahead, just drag him along with Zach.
Possibly. So
Does
now
he actually have? Oh, he just barely missed DRS by a 10th. Less than that. Sorry, 100th of a second, maybe even 1,000th of a second. I don't words. Hashtag excitement.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Rico, I need you in the booth to cover for me. I'm dying.
Well, speaking of him, we'll be later on for Tier 1 in about an hour time. So if you are able to turn into that, it's going to be a great show. The Tier 1 championship game could very well be also a championship decider for the Drivers' Championship, and ironically, it's also another Alfa Romeo, this time only against a Red Bull. So we'll see how that plays out for that race, but right now we still have around halfway of this race still to go. We're coming to the lap 15, we completed 14. 14 more to go. This could very well decide the championship here. As it stands, Swiller would become champion.
Roscoe. Oh, he's lost his wing.
May have hit the barrier at the exit of turn 21. I believe that is the case there. So he'll have a long way to get back to the pit lane.
That should be a VSC at least. There's a lot of debris on that corner.
Says no.
It's gone.
If the FIA say, yeah, no.
Well, that is DRS.
Yes, he does. And Roscoe has a 10-second time penalty for exceeding track limits.
That's rough.
He may have been off the track trying to stay out of the way from the guys of Ozzy and Veyron, and that may be something that is a little bit detrimental to this race. And he's obviously going to have to repair that front wing damage. I'm not sure if he actually can serve 10-second time penalty.
I think he's going to have to. I think so.
Oh, look at Wraith and Joe. We're missing this down the inside of 11. Off the track, these two will collide. Wraith goes off the track. Here comes Sweller's team. Down the inside of Gerbil. He'll get ahead of the Aston Martin, and that is not what these two wanted, because now Gerbil's going to be staring at the rear wing of the Alfa Romeo, and Wraith's going to look in the mirror and see the front wing of the Alfa Romeo.
I wonder if that was an unnecessary move by Wraith. That was...
Right now,
that just seemed like a lunge.
It kind of did in a sense, because you would think theoretically, if Wraith were in P1 here, and he didn't try to make that move, if he made it in a little bit better spot, Gerbil would still be P2, you would think, theoretically. Well, Sweller would be P3, and that gap would be 10 points, and Wraith could still find a way to get fastest lap, and possibly take the championship home. Well, that could very well have been.
But Wraith still has to pit for the softs, too.
But Sweller could, too. I don't think Sweller's going to take these tires 25 laps.
If he does, you owe me $5. Roscoe.
I would have to have $5 to owe you $5. But Roscoe, once again, trying to get in. He was actually not in the session. Oh, Roscoe's way off the track. Here comes Sweller and Wraith, though. Down into turn 8 we go.
He's going to look for it. I wouldn't. I'd advise against it.
Sweller goes ahead of Wraith. And here comes Gerbil. The three championship protagonists as Active East, all in a train here. Who tries to make a move? Gerbil's blinking, harvesting ERS. Wraith is not. He's not going to be a little bit too far back this time to go for the move. It looks like he go for the lunge. On Sweller's team, he will try to think about it, but he's a little bit too far this time. Thought better of what happened a lap ago.
Also, when you're just saying something about the Drivers' Championship, you know what's funny? Tier 2 and Tier 1 are both the Alfa Romeo Red Bull.
Yeah.
Tier 4 was an Alfa Romeo Alpha Tauri.
Interesting.
So it was the sister team that Alfa Romeo was fighting for the drivers. I just thought that was a neat little fact that's over there. So,
I believe actually,
yeah, that's the...
Wasn't there a season ago a surplus of McLarens who won the Constructors' Championship and the Drivers' Championship? I believe those roles have been reversed. It's Alfa Romeo taking that lunch now.
So I looked it up actually today. For Tier 5, Marlon Conga, my old teammate for McLaren, won the Drivers' Championship, but we lost Constructors by like 90 points because I was horrible. So,
Yes.
yeah. And now I'm just washed sim racer. So.
At least your teammate didn't beat you by about 1.5 seconds per race. We don't talk about that.
But you know what? That is your own fault for being a Tier 1. So.
Hey, no. Don't blame the person. Blame the system.
Blame the system.
Yes.
Why would I blame? You created the system. You helped the system.
Hey, I didn't create the system. Hold your horses there.
No, you helped create the system. Who's playing?
Master Plane.
Oh, Master Plane.
He's
got no wing.
And Heatwave drives a time penalty in the process. So, once again, just not a.
Wraith got around Sweller. Master Plane with 10-second time penalty.
Yeah, he straight lined the.
Wait a minute, hang on. You cannot serve a 10-second time penalty.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I know you can Formula One, but I know I think you couldn't in the game itself. So Wraith now takes the lead again for Sweller's team.
Oh,
Sweller looks to the right-hand side. Wraith is going to go really defensive and parked it on the apex here, but once again, Sweller's going to get a better exit. Going down to the turn 20, he's going to go side by side, almost going to be a little bit of contact. Wraith is going to pit
Wraith
this
is
time.
in and Gerbil is in as well.
And that's what I
Wait,
thought would happen.
Where did Toneless come from?
Well, these four held each other up with a battle link. Now we have Toneless Death in the mix. Soft
deep down, I'm rooting for Toneless, but I want Swiller to win to construct the drivers because, Alfa Romeo.
That is just bias. You should not have said that on the screen.
You know what? I'm sorry. Okay, I never said it. Okay, I'm
All right, where's the Men in Black little
Where's the flash thingy?
Yeah.
the neuralizer.
Is that what it's called? Yeah, there you go. So now,
yeah, let's see on what Wraith and Gerbil do.
Well, they're behind Mozzie and Bayron. I don't think those guys can make it to the end of the race as well. They may have to stop again. Masterplane comes in the pit lane. Yellow flag for, I believe that is...
Heatwave lost an end plate.
That was at turn 1. Masterplane retires in the pit lane, so hopefully he stays in the pit lane and doesn't cause a vote for a safety car. But what do we see from these three? Do they try and now just stay nose to tail?
Oh, Mozzie! Oh! I came on board at the last second into turn 8, and my heart dropped.
Did a good job saving the car. Mozzie.
Well, no, so I jumped on board with Mozzie, and he went for the move, and Veyron just covered it off at the last second. I was just like, ah!
Well, these two close to each other as well, Wraith and Gerbil. But by the way, what do the top three do? Like I was saying a little bit ago,
Sweller's
they do come in. So Sweller and Toneless are going to cover off. Wraith and Gerbil go onto the soft compound tire like I thought they would. Zach, however, he may have a better plan. They are on for a second time learning the process. Softs on for the Alfa Romeo and the Ferrari. And look at these four. That's going to be close because the other two cars, Toneless Death and Sweller's team, may come out behind, and we may have a 6-car train here.
Also, a couple of laps ago, we were having 3 two-way scraps for P1, P3, and P5.
There you go.
And then now we just have a 5-way scrap for P2. Led by, nonetheless, Alfa Romeo.
Wraith got a better
Everyone's going to get lucky. He's just going to have the DRS. Oh, we got here. Oh, this is
going to go 3 wide.
Oh, no.
It's going to be Wraith, it's going to be Gerbil, and it's going to be Bayron. The Aston Martin and Red Bull go side by side through into turn. Oh, no! Wraith's around, topped by the Aston Martin of Gerbil.
That was bound to happen. I think Wraith turned in on it.
Well, as soon as he caught the apex of turn 9, turn 9, it was just a little bit of contact between the two, and the Red Bull was around. But that's going to stun him a lot more. He's now behind Toneless Death, but he's still in contention with this train. Sweller seems not too far up the road, but Gerbil is now behind Bayron.
Zach stays out.
I think Zach may try to go in the all the way here. He's trying to stay on the track as long as he possibly can, either hope for a safety car, or maybe even try to stay out the entire way and conserve his tires.
Gerbil is all over the back of Veyron. Veyron is actually in.
As we thought, I don't think those tires can make him much. He's going to do a 2-stop. He's going to go for another set of soft.
So now, here comes the question. Sweller is catching his teammate again. So is Mozzie going to play the team game and try to hold up Gerbil as much as he can, and then let Sweller bop?
He may not have to.
It's another time penalty. Also, everyone is now getting points in this race. And also, I don't know if you have the track map on. Groggy in 10th is in the 3rd sector. Zach is going to 9 and 10. So.
But back when you were saying with Mozzie, theoretically he wouldn't have to.
Gerbil doesn't have DRS though.
Exactly. I don't think you have to back him up because not only does Sweller have the advantage of the
although he's going to run from the outside. before turn 11. He's going to get by him.
So that will now put him ahead. Now behind Steven. So again, he wouldn't have to hold anyone up, or maybe even do a swap. He could just theoretically pit his left. Get off those softs and go in front of those parasols.
Right, but the thing is, he could let his teammate by and then stay with him for a lap. No, but just listen. Just let his teammate by. Stay with him for a lap as he's actually going to. Oh, Gerbil's look for the move. He's going to get up. Mozzie is in.
Mozzie
okay,
pits.
that throws my theory out the window.
And forces Gerbil off. I knew Mozzie was coming into stop because he had to cover off Heatwave and Veyron, who both came in. Or maybe not Heatwave, but definitely Veyron. But forcing Gerbil off lost him a bit of time. There wouldn't be necessarily any reason for him to hold him up, though. Because remember, Sweller has a 40-point advantage on Gerbil. So holding Gerbil up.
But Sweller has a time penalty as well.
It does.
It doesn't matter.
Pop up.
I think it was early on. Oh, it was last lap.
That's why. But right now, even with the time penalty, Gerbil will not
Gerbil
gain.
doesn't have DRS.
Gerbil would only gain 3 points. So it wouldn't matter.
Stone's going to look for a move. He's not going to because he's being followed closely by Wraith.
Wraith is going to want some revenge here. He may drive angry, he may drive aggressive. Wraith, we already know to be aggressive. He may try to go even more aggressive. He knows he needs to go.
Toneless is going to look for the move on the outside of Gerbil. He's going to get the move done. Also, Sweller's diminishing the gap to Zach. 2 laps ago, it was 14 seconds, and now it's 9.
You would think that would be the case because Sweller's on fresh softs and Zach is on 15 lap on mediums. But can those mediums make it? That would be the call.
But also the thing is, can Sweller get past Zach even though it doesn't need to? As Groggy is around on turn 3. Can Sweller catch Zach if he wants to win this race? Catch Zach and then open up a 3-second gap.
It would need to.
Right, but I'm just saying, if he wants to, win the race.
I mean, it's possible because Zach could very well hit. But as a championship standpoint, if I was an engineer for Sweller, or if I was Sweller himself, the move is not to win the race. Because that's where, if you start pushing, try to get that gap, a mistake could occur, and something drastic could happen. So just stay on track, stay consistent, right how it is right now. He wins the championship because no one gains points than him. He would gain a total of 6 points to Gerbil, 8 to Wraith. He's locked it right here. So there's no point to go and push as fast as he can, which by the way, he still is gaining about 2 seconds a lap on exact pace. So that time may not necessarily be so far out of reach. But there would be no point to, because then if you have one error, one mistake, especially through this simple chicane, the left, right, left, after turn 11, 12, and 13, and into the barriers, it's open. The championship is wide open because Gerbil can now go up to 3rd, Wraith will go up to 4th, and both will have a chance at an Imola a week from now. So, theoretically, you would think, as a driver, you want to win it. Absolutely. But do you need it?
Yeah, that's the thing, though. Do you need to? As I believe in the next 2 laps.
I would see Zach pit now. This is way too much time lost.
No, he's staying out. Groggy is around again. Turn 1. No.
Oh, no, it's turn. I completely read the wrong thing backwards.
I was just saying, are you good?
No.
It's actually Sweller just saw Zach into turn 1.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this gap has dwindled beyond belief. A couple of laps ago, it was 9 seconds. He's getting up 4
Right,
seconds.
but the thing is, if Zach had pitted, he would have lost
He was behind, I think, Veyron.
2-3 positions.
He may be behind Veyron in pits now.
No, I think he just got ahead of Veyron.
Well,
Actually, he's gonna get his penalty. Nope, that's not what I want. Nope, what? There it is. Yeah, he'd actually come out ahead of Veyron. If Zach pitted now, he'd come out ahead of Veyron. Because the gap is 25 seconds.
Well, right now, he's already made his bed. So if he can't make it, I think that's what his call would be. Toneless Death, will he try to make a move on Sweller? And put Sweller
Gerbil.
at risk from Gerbil. Yellow flag. That's going to be the Alfa Romeo, I think, of Mozzie. Harvesting energy is the Alfa Romeo Sweller, by the way. So trying to stay ahead as much as he can. Because one car separating between him and Gerbil and Wraith is crucial. Because one mistake, one battle hard, because Gerbil and Wraith both know they have to beat Sweller. So the less risk you have, the better chance you have to win this thing.
The less risk.
You don't want any risk. I mean,
I'm sorry, I had to laugh at that one. I'm sorry. No, you said whisk.
I said risk.
It sounded like you said whisk.
Well,
Like,
risky was
you go, but
Gerbil has a 3-second time penalty that would probably be the end of his race time.
I guarantee you, go back and watch the stream. It sounded like you said whisk.
That'll be on Zach's out of context a bit. But once again, though, the gap is down to 2.3 seconds between Sweller and Zach. It's not enough time. Zach needs the lap. Actually, he needs the race to theoretically end now if he wants a chance to win this thing.
Oh, look at his tires. They're grinning bad.
He's been on them 18 laps. They're probably screaming for a pit stop. Gerbil's close enough to Toneless. He may try to look for this move now because he knows he has to be aggressive. He's on the button. He has a DRS. He's had the slipstream. He will try to go for the move down in the turn 8. He'll be late on the brakes, but Toneless Death is still going to be ahead. They're both even, trying to go for a switchback. He goes. Gerbil's going to get a slightly better exit from Toneless Death. Both will be on the battery. Both will be on the button. Both will have DRS. Both will have the slipstream. And both will remain exactly how they are.
I wonder if Wraith has a little bit of damage because he was right on the back of these guys, and now he's just hanging back.
He may, or he's trying to also be a little patient. Because Gerbil is in a worse position than Sweller right now. Because if these positions were to swap, yellow flag.
That's for Groggy. I didn't even see him. I just saw the yellow flag, and then I just saw Groggy's name. Groggy's Alpine. I didn't even see him off the circuit, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, I kind of blended in the Alpine with the painted blue stripes of the Yas Marina Circuit. We now have only 4 laps to go in the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and only 4/10 separates first and second. Look at the traction difference between Zach and Sweller from one corner, and that 10 gap is half. It's already now almost at 110. He may even try to look for the move down to the turn. Number 4, he doesn't. He stays behind Zach right now, but he knows if he can get ahead of Zach, it may not work now. But Zach is going to have a lot worse traction in the exit of turn 7. Because right now, if you think about it now, everyone will have DRS. Zach will go extremely defensive on the left-hand side of the circuit. Sweller will have DRS. Gerbil's going to make for the move on Toneless Death behind. These two battling at it. Sweller's team will go for the move on Zach the Beast. And this is crucial because Zach may not get a good exit. Oh, Gerbil into the back of Zach. That may be a little bit of damage as well. Gerbil's not going to look for the move. More damage, more contact. They're almost 3 wide going to the exit of turn 9. Now they'll be 3 wide again. Gerbil, Toneless, Zach the Beast. Wraith's even here. We're going to have a lot of commotion down in the turn 11. Here comes Wraith on the inside of Toneless Death. Look at the move. Oh, big crash. Championship rivals, they've collided into each other. And that may well have sealed the championship right here.
What?
Severe damage to Gerbil. Front wing damage to Wraith. That may have been the championship. Sweller's team leads with only 3 laps to go this time by.
I have no words.
That is absolutely incredible what happened here tonight. And they've contact hard into the wall, and that may have been completely unjustified. That is uncalled for. Wraith into the pit lane. Joe will say it's done as well. And that will do it. Right here, right now.
That is not what I expected for a title finish race from these guys.
Not at all.
I mean, to say that I'm disappointed, it's no.
Well, Zach the Beast is now in 3rd. If he can make it to the end of the race, he very well could have a podium on his hands after the exact drama we just saw that unfolded the last lap. Sweller's team, from here, unless something dramatic changes, is the champion of Tier 2. And how dramatic could that have been?
I wonder if Zach's trying to nurse these. I mean, obviously he's nursing these tires, but I'm wondering if he's close to having a puncture. Because if you look at his front tires, you can definitely see the grading phase. Like they're done. I turned into Miniko for a second. Sorry, buddy.
Okay.
I still love you because he. No, wait. I have to say this. He added my favorite emote, so I have to applaud him. Thank you. I've been asking Ritzy for weeks.
I am walking away. I am not affiliated with that joke.
No, I had a Deemer moment, as Miniko likes to say, or I like to say, and then Miniko just gives me shit about it. So.
Well, that will also be probably on Zach's out of context later.
I'm probably gonna get a message from Miniko be like, I hate you.
Well, you know, it is what it is.
That is, I was about to say that. How'd you read my mind? Get out of my skull.
Because, you know, if you share a booth for someone for more than about 15, 16 races or whatever, how many I've, no, what is it, around 23, I've missed 3, so about 20 races. Okay.
Have you missed 3?
Yeah, I've missed 2 because I wasn't actually 4. And I missed Italy because
Because I know I missed, I think it was Holland. What just happened?
Heat wave a little bit deep.
Oh.
Track goes, off track again. He's not having a good time. Last couple corners, not really going too well. But everyone else is kind of simmered down. This is going to be a very anticlimactic end to a championship that was dramatic as ever. One of the best championships I've actually seen in a long time. What happened?
I got a message from Miniko.
Did he say exactly what he thought?
No, it's something different. What do you want?
What? Well,
I got a random message from Boss saying we're staying now, F it. I'm like, what?
So now, we're on the final lap of the Grand Prix for Yas Marina, the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix of the Tier 2 Championship. And Sweller only has 20, now 19 more corners to go. Because in a championship that has been absolutely dramatic in every fashion. Usually we take the last sector, but this is completely different. There's been 7 unique winners, 7 unique pole sitters, and a lot of action throughout. But this man, through thick and thin, has been consistent. He's been quick, and he's won 5 races. He's got 1 pole, but arguably, it doesn't matter. Qualifying doesn't win championships. By the way, yellow flag through the first sector again. But through the final sector of the course, it's taken 23 races, 23 dramatic rounds. And we thought back in Brazil that this championship may not even go to Sweller. Through races that he should have won, through races that he shouldn't have won, through races that he did win, it didn't matter. One was consistent throughout every race. That Sweller's team has what it takes to be the champion. Well, this Canadian does have what it takes to be the champion because he is the champion of Season 7 of the Breakout Racing League Tier 2 Championship. Sweller's team wins the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix on track. Toneless Death will win it after penalties, but he doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because he's taking it home. The championship is going Canadian. Sweller's team wins it. Zach the Beast gets a podium after taking him 23 laps. Incredible job. Veyron to 4th. Wraith, what could have been? Contact with Gerbil and tempers flaring. He finishes 5th position. Mozzie comes across. Alfa Romeo are a double champion. Drivers and constructors, tip your hats off to Mozzie and to Sweller's team. Gerbil, once again, dramatic finish. Contact with Wraith and a victim aggression. What could have been? Both AlphaTauris have somehow hit each other, and they're both off the track.
Out of curiosity, just because I want to see if you know this, without looking, who's driver of the day?
Without looking, I'm gonna guess Veyron. Oh no, Tonestedt.
Yep.
He went from what? Outside the top 10 to.
He went from P12 to winning the race.
There you go. Both AlphaTauris across the line. They'll go in unison. But what a special season it's been.
So
Wellerstein takes it home as the champion, one race early. And Tonestedt is your driver of the day and your race winner. Wow.
Why does that look like plastic?
Superman. In the same fashion it was 2 seasons ago, Tonestedt wins the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix.
Did Tonless win a race earlier, or was that tweaking in the season?
Tonless has won, I believe this is his 4th win this season.
I think he won France, didn't he?
He has won, I believe it was Austria and Japan. And now Abu Dhabi.
Well, I'd invite Sweller, but he does not speak
Well, give him an invite.
English
See
very
if it
well.
goes. This is the championship.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Tonestedt wins the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix in dramatic fashion of what happened between the two championship protagonists, Gerbil and Wraith. But now, second place, champion of Tier 2, Wellerstein comes home. He did what he had to do, consistent and quick. After 23 races, he wins it a race early. Zach the Beast in his second straight race will finish third for the second time. He tried to make those medium stint work. In the end, it did get him a podium indeed. Veyron fourth with Wraith in fifth. What could have been for the Red Bull? He does get fastest lap. But by the way, driver today going to the Ferrari of Tonestedt. Mozzie in sixth in the Alfa Romeo. Him and Sweller are constructors champions of Tier 2 as well. Boss Turbo in seventh. What could have been for him as well, with Heatwave and Roscoe synchronized to the line. With Gargi and Oregano a lap down, we've lost Masterplane and No Limit in the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. And that was a special one. It was a championship decider.
It's definitely not what I expected, but nonetheless, congratulations to Sweller as always. Kind of monitoring the Tier 2 chat at the moment as we speak. I do believe we do have our 2 podium setters in the booth.
Let's take a look. So when we go to you, actually we don't have to worry about it. Your audio is automatically included.
I was just about to ask about that, okay.
Yeah.
Because I saw that none of you guys were streaming, okay.
Perks of being on PC. We'll see if Sweller does want to actually join the fun. As he said, he'll try to go one time. See if he does want to. Going. See if we can get his answer. Give us 1 moment as we wait for the answer. My apologies. Podium interviews will be up next. First go. Zach Beast in third. Then we'll go to Sweller, see if he does decide to join. And if not, then we'll go straight to P1 and driver today for Tonestedt.
Do you want me to start with Zach while we wait?
Go ahead.
Alright, well, Zach,
No.
obviously your audio is going to be included in the race, or in the stream. Starting P1 and then finishing P3, you're seeing the tires at the end of the race. I believe it's your second podium in just 2 races. Congratulations, and just walk us through your race and qualifying.
Well, qualifying, I will not lie, I shattered my personal best because my personal best, like in other multiplayer sessions, was like a 25.5, which was Tier 3 pole. But I did not expect that lap for qualifying. But But 24-9, blah, 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 qualifying's qualifying. Nobody really cares because the race matters. But onto the race. My main priority there, if the safety car didn't come out, was just to sit behind Wraith because I knew he was going to at least pass me by the time I was going to pit. But with the safety car, it kind of screwed me over a bit because that is the worst time the safety car come out with my strategy. I decided to go with mediums like a normal person would, but I did not expect everybody that pitted on medium safety car to pit again for softs, and then after that happened, I was shocked by it, as you could tell, and then I just decided to take a gamble from engineer Bois. I love Bois, by the way, but back on topic. I was just trying to save my tire wear. If anybody's just curious, my tire wear is at 74%. But once again, I did not expect the soft guys to have as much pace as they did in the end because that's 11 softs at this track is a menace. But I have to apologize about Gerbil though. I did not expect him to be that quick when I came back in line because anyway, I was going to let him off through because surviving the race is my priority.
Yeah, definitely. I got a message from Bois in my Discord, and he says, we're staying out, and I didn't know he was race engineer for you. Nonetheless, was a good call from Bois and from yourself. Next week, we head to Imola. One of your strong suits, or is that just a track you're going to send it and see what happens?
I answered this question last week, but once again, I love Imola. I love the tracks where you get punished if you ain't consistent enough, because if you ain't consistent there, the curbs will simply fly into the gravel. But one of those tracks is going to be my strong suit, and next week I'm going to try to finish other than third.
Yeah, most definitely. I'm interested to see what happens, especially after what happened tonight. If you do, nonetheless, I'm sending it to you anyways.
Yeah.
Wait, don't. Okay. I want to say this though. I want to say congratulations to Thomas for beating the boss, man. Great win, man. It was inspirational seeing you win out there. Very inspirational.
Well then, once again, congratulations to Zach the Beast as he got P3 in the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Obviously, he cannot make it again, but Sweller's team grabs P2 in the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. But not only that, he grabs the championship for the Drivers' Championship, to be more specific. And Tier 2, what an incredible season it's been for him and for the entirety of the Tier 2 Championship. It was one that we will remember for a long time. We had a great championship fight in Season 5. We had a great championship fight in Season 6, but none of those compare to what we had this season in the Tier 2 Championships. Congratulations to him on his P2 and his championship. We'll see how it plays off, because if he does come back, return for next season, can he defend it? We'll find that one out a little bit later on, but let's finally go to P1, the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. That makes it 3 wins on the season. It happened at Austria. It happened at Japan. It's now happened at Abu Dhabi. Tonus, congratulations, mate.
Thank you.
So, obviously, you had a somewhat good view, I would say, from what happened that race. And I don't want to go too much on this, because it is kind of a little bit controversial in a sense. But did you see the incident between Wraith and Gerbil?
Oh, with Gerbil? No, I was on the right side of when they two collided. So if I was any further to the left, they would have collected me.
Well then, I guess you'll be thanking your lucky stars for that one. But regardless, walk us through your race.
The fact that after the first safety car, the car just finally felt so much better, because during qualifying, my rears were just overheating and I could not get a lap in. And for the first 6 or 7 laps before the safety car, the rear just did not feel good at all. I struggled with rear grip. But after that safety car, the car felt a lot better after I got the fresh tires on. And I knew I definitely had really good pace, but I didn't know I had pace to be able to win. Yeah, I tried to, because for the past 2 races that I won, Austria and Japan, those were due to other people in front of me getting penalties. So I knew I definitely had the pace to where I can actually finish on track for once. But then, a few drivers had different intentions. So, I mean, hey, a win is a win. So I'll happily take this win. And congrats to Sweller for winning the championship. But I still kind of wish I won on track. But yeah, that was a really good race for me. I did not know I had that good of a pace. at this track until now.
Well, as the championship and everything else has been locked up, you yourself was in contention for that. You have one more race, the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, a week from now. But one thing I wanted to point out is, before I even talk about the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, walk us through this season as a whole from yourself, because it's been one for a lot of people to not forget. You 3 wins, including your first win in the Breakout Racing League early on in Austria. Now here we are later in Abu Dhabi.
Oh yeah, I definitely enjoyed every single moment of it, even the bad ones, including Mexico and Australia. Those were really unfortunate that I ended up crashing, but yeah, even through the highs and the lows, I enjoyed every single moment of racing here. Although my only critique really about Tier 2 would be the attendance, but I think everyone knows at this point. Besides from that, really enjoyed the racing. The racing is really amazing here. I would dare even say better than realistic tier.
Well then, now we have to go focus on, as much as I don't want it to end, it does have to end eventually. The Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. A week from now, what do you think you can make of that?
Right, so before I answer that question, because I know people are not going to like my answer, I should remind people I am on controller. My pace isn't too great, but hey, I'm working on a really crazy and really odd setup, so it might work. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. As long as I'm consistent, I feel like I should be able to do well. So maybe is what I have to say. Maybe I might be able to do well.
Yeah, we'll see how that plays out, because it's still a long way to go. We still have one more round, and it's been an incredible one. But for myself, Hikatra, and Redeemer, we both like to congratulate you on your P1 of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix and your 3rd win of the season.
Thank you. Yeah, I was not expecting to do a last to first challenge, but I managed to somehow do it.
That is very true. From 12th to 1st and driver of the day. Congratulations on both.
Thank you.
But now, we unfortunately do have to say goodbye for now in Tier 2. We still have one more round, but in about 25-ish minutes, we'll take on the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and we may have to run this whole table again. Tier 1 takes on their Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and this could very well be a championship decider as well. Bailey versus Hoop. The gap, that is oh so close. I have the card somewhere, and I don't have it on me. Here we go. The gap is 15 points between the two drivers, and it very well could be a championship decider as well. But on ACC, once again on Sundays, it's not back yet. We'll have more word on that whenever we get the chance. But on Wednesday, we have Formula 2 for the final time at the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix at Imola. Then Realistic we have on Thursday. Friday, we have 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Tier 3 and Tier 4. And then same time, a week from now, one final time of Season 7, the Tier 2 Championship takes on the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix for round 24 of 24. But myself, Hikatra, Redeemer in the booth, Toneless, Sweller Steam, and Wraith, and everyone in the BRL Tier 2 Championship and the Breakout Racing League as a whole, we say thank you for watching, and good night.